Okay, so let's talk about your past situation first. Because then if you identify with the past situation, then, you know, the rest of it will resonate with you, okay? So let me look at the past position. The first card that came out here is the Queen of Coins. And I feel like for a lot of you, you know, the whole concept about trying to establish your financial foundation, trying to like focus very, very heavily on work so that you can become financially stable, so that you can become even financially independent. Okay. So I feel there is a very strong element of focusing heavily on the money. And I also feel that you might have been involved with another person that was very materially focused. They're a great person. They're warm, they're loving, but I feel like they're very, very materially focused and they want nice things. They're a little bit decadent. They might even be just frivolous with money. And I feel that, you know, like you might care about them, but the ways in which your values are translated as a couple, as a unit, you don't jive very well together. Okay. So a lot of you were dealing with an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, and this is their sun, their moon, or their rising. And I feel like this is somebody that, you know, they usually have property. They have a place where they are living. They're self-sufficient. They try to take care of themselves. But when it comes to, you know, material things, they are a little bit too, I guess like almost like too materialistic for you. And on the other hand, a lot of you might have been dealing with this energy within yourselves where you were conscious of all of these things that you were lacking, and you spent a lot of your time working so that you can get to this point where you are financially stable. It's linked up here with the World card, and the World card indicates that, you know, in the recent past, and this is going back, you know, 6 months, there were a lot of opportunities that allow you to travel, that allow you to reap those financial rewarding situations. And I felt like, I feel almost like you were living out of a suitcase, you were traveling a lot, you were networking a lot, your social life really expanded. And I feel like for a lot of you, you might have been romantically involved with other people, but I feel like they didn't stir your passion. They didn't really touch your heart in the way that this past person in your life did. Okay. So even though you're still going out into the world, you're still thinking about this person. And a lot of you might also be in an open relationship with this person. There might be a sense of like geographical distance where you are now, where they are. As a result of it, you might agree to see other people because I feel like, you know, she's got somebody else and this thing's got somebody else. So you might have been passing the time with other people, but you still are very, very much, you know, emotionally connected to each other. Maybe it's the geographical distance. Maybe it's like a long distance relationship, and as a result you agree to see other people, but you're still joined together. I still see some cord of attachments between the two of you, and it's not easily breakable. Okay. And we also have as well the Knight of Coins, and I feel that the Knight of Coins is like the slowest moving knight in the deck. It's kind of like a situation that is just straggling along. You're in an open relationship. You think about the other person. They likewise think about you. But as a unit, you both are not progressing. Things are not really going anywhere. And as a result of it, I feel like there might be a decision made by this earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in the past in which they might want to sever that cord of attachment. They might want to be single and they might want to pursue their own life. So I feel like they might not have been vocal about it, but I feel like they were you were sensing it from them, or at least they are kind of like, you know, trying to steer you in that direction, because I feel like the relationship was stagnant. It wasn't moving anywhere. There is a lot of love. There is a lot of affection. And I also feel like, you know, the deep foundation is friendship based and you care about one another. But I feel that your goals are different. You're geographically distanced, and I feel that you're traveling a lot, working a lot as well. So you can't be the relationship partner that they want and need. Even though you care about them, you had to let them go, or they had to let you go for whatever reason. So you had somebody like this in your past, and you feel like, you know, it was the right person for you, and you wish that things were different so that, you know, you can work out with them. Okay. Which brings us to the present situation here. We have 3 cards. We have the Page of Coins. the Eight of Wands, and the Seven of Coins. So let me talk about this first. The Eight of Wands is a very good card as it pertains to love, because this is like a lot of momentum, a lot of progression, forward movement in a very, very swift manner. So he's on a rocket. And the Eight of Wands usually indicates in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, it's the arrows of love. It's things moving along at lightning speed, okay? So I feel for a lot of you, especially for those who are single, well, actually, I feel single and couple, you are getting a lot of text messages, a lot of, contact through social media, through online dating websites, through whatever platform you use to reach out to other people. You are getting a lot of flirtatious, like solicitations, improper solicitations. A lot of people are kind of like aiming for you. Okay. So even if you're still in this, open relationship, or if you're stepping out of this relationship, you are still being solicited. And especially for those of you who are single, your social network is definitely opening up. I feel a lot of you might have recently relocated for a new job, and you're in a different geographical location right now. And I feel that, you're starting to do the online dating in order to meet new people. You're starting to network around your local community, and you're starting to feel embraced and integrated in your current place of residence right now. And as a result of it, I do feel there is going to be some type of a serendipitous meeting where you are going to have new people, and especially somebody who really catches your eyes, okay? So first of all, I have another earth sign here. This is I feel like this might be somebody in your work environment, so it might not be an earth sign altogether. So this is somebody that you are linked up with within the company, the place where you are working, the place where you are, it's like a professional contact, okay? So it's like flirtation in the work environment is what I'm hearing. And it's linked up with the Seven of Coins. And the Seven of Coins is a situation where I call it like the love at first sight. This is kind of like seeing each other from across the room and knowing instantly that you want to be with the other person. And the feeling is greatly reciprocated. So you do have a lot of temptation here. You do have a new person in your work environment. And I do see temptation because I feel like a lot of you might be in a long distance relationship with somebody. You're meeting somebody new. And it's funny because this new person reminds you of the old person. So I don't know what you're doing, but I feel like that's the energy that's coming through. And I feel like you might have left somebody from the past. You're starting to date again, and you're meeting somebody that reminds you of that past person. And you might be attracted to them because they remind you of that past person, which is fine. Just, this is a new person. Approach it with a clean slate, okay? So I feel there is very, very strong kind of like meeting somebody and, falling head over heels, like in love. And it's like you're attracted to them, they're attracted to you. The chemistry is very instant, but there are some external constraints, whether it be, you're working together, so you're trying to maintain your decorum and you don't talk about feelings, or one or both of you might be linked up with another person. So it's a very sticky situation here, but I do feel the attraction is on a very deep soul level. And I also feel that it is very strong. Like it's almost like you meet them 5 minutes into a conversation, you realize that it feels like you've known them forever. It's a soul connection is what I'm feeling here. Now the foundation, we do have the Three of Swords, which indicate a lot of you might have recently broken up. You're trying to go through the healing process, okay? And I feel that you're still bound to that person from the past. You don't know why the other person, decided to walk out. You might have been separated physically from the other person in the past, but there's still that cord of attachment. And you're trying your best to figure out, do I go with the new person, or do I stay with the old person? And if I go with the new person, can I do both? And will I be found out? So there's an element here of, trying to do the right thing. Trying to look at the past relationship as a cord of attachment, as a relationship where it's stagnant, and it's not really, you both are not really growing as a couple. And I feel that meeting this new person and seeing the potential in it, and you just fantasizing about it, and letting it play out in your mind, I feel that you're getting a lot of insights here that's telling you that maybe that past person, they're great and all, but they're not the one for you. So I feel like there's an element of temptation where you might go with this new person, and they can be, an earth sign, but I feel like for a lot of you, it might even be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Okay. Or even Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I feel there's this element here about, having this instant chemistry with a new person. So that's what I'm feeling here, which is, let's talk about your crowning energy. And the crowning energy is something that you are thinking about. So a lot of you might have recently moved home. So you're now in a, long distance relationship, because I feel like geographically you're separated, like physically separated from somebody from the past. You're in a new environment. You're trying to get your bearing. You're like having trouble staying afloat. There's a lot of things that you need to get for the house, and you're trying to figure your way around town. You're basically in a new environment. Work is also, a little bit taxing right now. So I feel like you're kind of stressed out, and it's pretty much telling you that, if this sounds familiar, if you're like struggling to keep all of these things afloat and to keep yourself afloat, it's probably not a good idea to make decisions when you're stressed out, because, you're going to be ruled by your feelings and irritations and things like that, rather than thinking rationally. You might be looking for a distraction right now to remove yourself from this state, and you might jump into something and not have it work out because you have enough on your plate already. So it's best to hold off on this decision, okay? What's also linked up with it here is the Six of Swords, which means soon you are going to be able to escape from this troublesome situation and sail into a safer environment. So if there is like some type of work situation where there's attraction in the workplace, and there might be gossip, there might be worries, and you're worried about this getting back to your current partner, you are going to sail through it. But I do feel there is going to be some damage control needed on your end in order to get past this situation, okay? And we have the Ace of Coins as well. A lot of you have recently moved for new job opportunities, okay? Or you are like now pursuing things. You've broken off things in the past. You're seeing the potential in a new thing because you're given something new with the Ace energy. It's usually a seed, and once you foster it, it can grow, but it will be very slow. So it can take a lot of time and, a lot of back and forth in order to realign yourself with another person to be on the same page. But I definitely feel that at this point, you're both on the same page, and you're going to have to continue to nurture it in order to let it grow. So don't abandon anything if you've been working diligently at it, because I feel like it has potential to thrive and to really grow. What's coming through in your future position here? We have the Star card. And the Star card is basically being in the limelight. This is a card of severe, well, it's I don't want to say severe, but I want to say like, it's immense healing, immense positive energy, immense soul spiritual connection with another person. For those of you who have recently broken up with somebody, you're meeting somebody new. They're going to bring you a lot of emotional satisfaction, okay? And it's linked up here with the Nine of Swords, which basically means that if you're juggling two people, this is the state of anxiety that you're going to be in. And likewise, if they're juggling two people, it is going to become very apparent. So if you're seeing somebody and there are red flags where, they keep saying, let's go out of town, rather than hanging out in town or dating around the neighborhood where you are, there are some red flags coming through. So just be careful. We have as well the King of Swords, which is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. So I feel that a lot of you are involved here with Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. The air sign might be an ex, and the Earth sign might be somebody new. Or the Earth sign might be an ex and the air sign is somebody new. But either way, I feel there are some, it's like a sticky situation where I keep seeing that somebody is attached. Somebody is attached and, they're flirting with you, or you're attached and you're flirting with somebody else. Don't let it get out of control. Build on your existing relationships. Don't compare past lovers with new lovers. So taking those pieces of advice in mind, it is really important for you as well to, get serious with yourself and realize what's not working so you can, break off those ties and close the doors in those relationships for good, okay?